So for review today, I've got the GRITR R3 Dolomite multi-tool. It's a 13-in-1 multi-tool, and so far I've been really happy with it. And I wanted to give a brief review on what the tool has, what I like about it, and some of the things that are drawbacks to me. So first of all, I go through a lot of multi-tools. I've tried main big brands, and some of them I'm happy with, some of them I'm not. But because I either lose them or break them, I've ended up having to buy a lot. And so not only do I have a lot of experience with multi-tools, but I also wanted to find a value brand that made a good multi-tool without too many trade-offs at a much better price than I've been paying. And this specific multi-tool seems to fit that bill, but let me tell you about what I do and what I don't like about it. So it comes in this pouch. The pouch has a belt loop option, which is nice. It's a nice little pouch. It seems to be a pretty well made nylon pouch. I prefer, though, to have tools that have a clip for your pocket. So this does not have that. So your option is to either put it all the way in your pocket or to use this belt case. Here's the tool itself. And you can see it's got a needle nose, a standard pliers, a wire cutter, and wire stripper. And I found those to be quite nice and work quite well. The other thing that I found that I really like about this that I don't like about a lot of other multi-tools, especially value multi-tools, is this edge is thick, both thick enough and round enough to not hurt my hand when I want to grip hard with the pliers or when I want to cut a larger wire. So that's been a big benefit to these. Some of the other tools that come with it are you've got an awl and a Phillips screwdriver. And these tools lock really nicely. They have a really nice firm lock, but the lock release is also fairly easy to use. So you just push that button and they fold back in. So I'm really a fan of the locking mechanism. I feel like it's a great balance of how well it locks as well as how easy it is to retract the tools. A couple more tools on here. We've got a can opener, a bottle opener, a couple of flat blade screwdrivers for different sizes. And then this is actually my favorite tool. So it's called a string cutter, but I actually use it for opening packages, the hard plastic packages. Basically, you take this on the edge, you cut in, and then you can pull it all the way around. It stays hooked and cuts those packages perfectly. So I'm a huge fan of this for opening those packages, but it also works for cutting string. On the outside, we've got a knife. I've found this knife to actually be a bit more hardened than some of the other name brands, and certainly more than many of the value brands, in that it stays sharper than the others longer, and it's easier to bring to actually sharpen properly. So I've been really happy with the steel that was used for this blade. These outside tools have another locking mechanism that appears very firm, doesn't seem to let anything go. I'm always a bit concerned about having a blade out, making sure that that locking mechanism works well. And this one seems to make a really positive connection that's not going to allow that blade to close until you want it to. The other side is the scissors. A lot of the multi-tools that I've tested, this little spring will pop off the side of the scissors, so you don't get the popping back of the scissors like you should. Also, the length of these scissors is a bit longer than some of the others, and this push button is a lot easier on the fingers than a lot of the others that I've tested. So overall, I'm really happy with this scissor configuration. One of my other gripes here is these two tools. I feel like they're not a good fit on this. They make it a lot wider because you have to make a whole extra space for them. This is a saw, which I really can't sharpen. So if it gets dulled, it's no use. And it's probably not all that useful anyways. I'm not carrying this as a wilderness survival tool. And so having this little saw really does me no good. And then this is a file. as well as, I guess, a measuring device. Neither of those things are very useful to me on any kind of consistent basis. If I need a file, I'm probably going to be in a situation where I'm going to have access to my other tools. So the file really isn't very helpful. And again, I can't sharpen it. So once it goes bad, it's just a large thing that's on these pliers or on this multi-tool that I can't really use anymore. So those two things, as well as the little clip here that I prefer to see, those would be my suggestions for improvement. But for the price, this is the best multi-tool I have found. So if you're looking for something that's a very good value or very good bang for your buck, this is a really great option. It's very inexpensive compared to the major brands, but it has a lot of the features. It seems to be very stout and sturdy. I haven't broken it yet. I do have more hours to put into testing it, but I've been really happy with it so far. Again, it's the GRITR multi-tool. Here's some of the specs for it. I highly recommend this tool. I've been really happy with it.